first, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your outpouring, love, support. It's felt. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I am beyond excited. And I'm even more excited to tell you the story behind the story because it's amazing. It is amazing for me anyway. So here it is. I thought about this story. This story came to me about 25 years ago. 25 years ago. So that's not when I started working on the story. That's just when the idea came. 25 years ago, I wasn't even writing. I wasn't even thinking about writing. 25 years ago, it was just something that came during the conversation. So here's the conversation. I was talking with someone who knew my parents. And this person said that they were talking about how much my parents loved each other and how much my dad loved my mom and how, that loss it hit him hard, it hit all of us hard. So we were, just conversing and just talking about that and just reminiscing. And as most authors would probably tell you, sometimes you have a conversation that just won't leave. And that was one that just wouldn't leave. So while I was having a conversation with this person, just replaying their words, thinking about the love that my parents shared, I thought about what would happen. Because by this time my dad had remarried. So this was like 10 years maybe after my mom had passed. So by this time my dad had remarried. And that's when the thought came, well, what would happen if for some reason my mom, we thought she was deceased, but she wasn't. Like, what if a doctor or somebody, kidnapped her and we just thought she was gone, but she was actually locked away. So that what if led to another thought because my mom passed in 1990. This conversation happened in 2000. So a lot had happened. A lot had changed from 1990 to 2000. A lot had changed in the world. So then I thought about it from my dad's point of view first with, okay, here's a woman that you loved and thought you lost, but she's back. But you remarried. You have a whole nother wife. And, it's not like he didn't love his new wife. So it's like, it wasn't a situation where it was like, oh, okay, well, she's back, going back over here. It wouldn't have been that easy. So just thinking about it from my dad's point of view, but then I started thinking about it from my mom's point of view, because I was like, when my mom passed, I was 13. So by this point, I'm 23. My brother was 28. At that time, he was 18 when she passed. And just thinking about the world that she would be coming back to, the changes that she would be coming back to. So all of that kind of stuck with me. Now, again, remember, I hadn't started writing. So I wrote Dirty Little Secrets and wrote Dirty Little Secrets 2, wrote Double Down and Dirty. I kind of played around with the idea of this book because I knew I wanted it to be different. So it couldn't just be that she came back. It had to be a twist. So, of course, that's where the sister comes in, where her husband is married to her sister. And, just kind of navigating that situation. So the amazing thing for me is knowing that a story that was inspired by my parents, even though it didn't happen to them, it was just, they inspired it, is the one that opened this door, is the one that got me a book deal. I've wanted a book deal for what, 15 years? And this is the story. This is the story. So to me, it's like a reminder that even though they're not here, they are still helping me achieve my dreams. And to me, that is huge. So not only that, then when I talked to the editor, when we had our first conversation, she said, well, you've already branded yourself as L.A. Lewis self-published author. So we need to do a rebrand. Do you mind writing under Lorna Lewis? If you know, then if you know me, if you know my family, then you know that Lorna Lewis is my mom's name. So not only is this book inspired by my parents, but my mom's name will be on the cover of that book because it's the name that she gifted to me. So Lorna Lewis, that I will be writing as Lorna Lewis, as me. And the third thing, the book is scheduled to come out May 2025. The significance of May, of course, there's a Mother's Day. And then my birthday is in May, the day that I share with my father. We have the same birthday in May. So it's like my parents are all in the mix of this book, right? So that to me was just like, oh my God. You know, you have good news and you have God news. And I just feel like this was God news that I was sharing. So, and then when I talked to my agent today and we were doing the timeline, you know, I gave y'all those numbers, which I don't have with me. But the last number, which was 61, that's when I signed the contract so it was from the time we went on submission when she sent my manuscript to some editors, when she heard back from the editor, and when I signed my contract, like after all of that, from the time she sent them to the editor to the time I signed my contract, it was 61 days. So in my head, I'm like 6 and 1 is 7. Yeah.